Okay, hello. Ah, we're gonna set this up. Shout out to the VOD watchers. I need to actually make a thumbnail for my Minecraft streams. What is that? And then, is this? What is? Hey. I'll just keep that for now, I guess. I don't know. Is it video capture? That's what's doing it. I was like, I don't know what's making my stuff all non-existent-y. Okay. Let's see. Schematic. Blue. Light blue carpet. For right now, I'm going to just work on this because we're basically almost done. And then we will work on prepping stuff for... I'm probably going to... I say work on prepping stuff. I'm probably just going to go in and start clearing out the new area for... Or the next zone for the... trial chamber. Because that's what we want to do. Basically, the reason I'm doing these streams is because I didn't really know what I wanted to stream after finishing Coliseum, because I did want to do XD Gale of Darkness, but as one of the viewers in the early streams predicted, he said I was going to, don't play XD Gale of Darkness afterwards, I'm going to get burnt out. And I'm not burnt out, but I definitely just don't want to do it right now. I feel like if I did play XD Gale of Darkness, I would get burnt out. So I do want to play that again at some point. But also, we're playing ZA on Twitch right now, which will be uploaded after I finish the game, probably after... I'll probably post it sooner rather than later, because we do have a bunch of series happening right now. I might put SMT on a break, and then, upload the Pokemon after we're done playing the game, but... We're doing ZA right now, so it's like a whole other thing we're doing. So this stream probably going to be a lot of busy work, but as we progress through, we'll get some stuff done. Right now what I'm doing is I'm working on a pixel art. Basically, I'm going to be comparing two pixel arts together because, so pixel art, obviously, in Minecraft, you can make pixel art with a map by using different blocks to create an image on a map. That's what I'm doing. And, with how elevation works in Minecraft, it can give you different shades of those blocks if they are in a certain height. So sometimes you would do different heights for it, and that's sort of like 3D pixel art is kind of what it's called, 3D map art. But I did the 3D map art, and it took like way longer than the other map art did, and clearing it took so long that basically I got this Happy Ghast to help me, and when you ride the happy gas, I set up these like all these beacons with speed and mining. The happy gas doesn't slows your speed when you're mining, and obviously doesn't take advantage of the speed beacon. So using it was great because I could just fly on it and break everything. But after that, it was like super annoying because I couldn't do anything. Like it was so slow. Like with this, I could insta mine most blocks that I have the ability to mine, or the ability to with the haste 2 beacons. But when I'm on a happy gas, that effect doesn't no longer applies, and it takes like at least a second to mine some blocks, if not multiple seconds, which kills the time of it. So I'm gonna see how I'm gonna compare these two images. They're the same images. One is doing the staircasing 3D method, and the other one is doing this method, which is the 2D. And we'll see if there's really that much of a change, because at the end of the day, the only way to make pixel art more like higher quality, I guess, or like better resolution, is just to combine maps together. And if I'm gonna do that with what we've been working on, the big pixel art project we've been working on, like it's not really gonna work unless we if we do the 3D pixel art, because the 3D pixel art is gonna take way longer. Where it's already taken us it's already been like 2 years since we started this, so. But this is also now me using Lightmatica and knowing some of the tricks now. Like this is what I've been using to, you can verify a schematic that shows all the blocks, and then you can highlight which blocks you want, and I sort it out by the highest count, so I can get the blocks that take the most amount done first, and then work my way down, so it's kind of easy to know what I need to farm. This is white terracotta, and then on the side, it shows us like how many blocks there are, so every time we place one of the things on the sides go away. And sometimes they get replaced with other things, so, you know, it's not, it doesn't look like maybe it's going away, but they are. And then once you get down to, like, the last handful, you really know, like, hey, there's only, like, 3 left. We got the collection system under here as well. You might be able to hear the minecarts going, which is a lot better of a collection system. I think I just broke one of these, and I don't know. The only problem with the verification one is that when you place them, for some reason, it just, like, says, all right, you know, like, it doesn't care after you've done it. Like, that's supposed to be placed, but once you've placed it down, it sometimes doesn't come back up and say you need to do it. Sometimes it does. It's very strange. So you just got to be extra careful. And worst case scenario, at the end of the build, we will see any blocks that are missing. We'll know if there's any blocks that are missing. We'll know if there's any blocks in the wrong spots, and we just clean that up, you know? Much faster than back in the day when I used to look at an image and count the blocks out by hand. I'm a little bit of a big hypocrite all the time. I mean, I'm a super hypocrite, you know? Like, I always say stuff and then, like, immediately go back on it because, you know, I never really know what I want. I'm always, like, denying my true desires, you know? But, I used to say back in the day, like, I don't want to use Lightmatica because that feels like cheating. You know, I like building. And to an extent, I feel that, but for this, I've really enjoyed it. It makes my life so much easier, and when I'm rebuilding things I've already built in survival, I think it's a lot of fun to do it, or use it, because that was how we built the Avengers Tower, which I feel like turned out really, really well, and it was super helpful. I'm going to try and avoid using it, mainly because I really think that, like, struggling to make something, you end up making it better. Like, for instance, if I made the Avengers Tower in my survival world without using creative, I feel like maybe I wouldn't have run into a lot of the problems I would have ran into, like, when I was using creative and Lightmatica, I was like, oh yeah, just, you know, coal blocks for sure. And then I started making it in survival and went, oh my god, coal blocks take forever to get. Like, if I was building that straight in survival, I would have given up on the coal blocks super soon. But I will say that doing it the way we did it, I got to keep some of the coal blocks in there and do the rest with concrete, and it doesn't really look that different, but I think it shows a lot, and it's really, or not shows a lot, but I think it adds to it. So I don't know, I think there's pros and cons of it. I think if you're gonna do like a super big build and you work on it crazy in your creative world and you just want to be able to like keep track of it and rebuild it, there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with using Lightmatica. When I say it's kind of like cheating, that's for me, right? Like, I'm not saying that about anybody else. That's 100% my opinion. Whether it's cheating or not is up to that person. And cheating isn't even, like, in this, like, Minecraft, it's a game, you choose how to play, you know? Like, if you want to play Minecraft in a specific way, it's, cheating is what you set itself up to be, you know what I mean? How's it going, Tree? Welcome on in. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of Minecraft. We're working on a pixel art project right now, not the pixel art project, but a pixel art project. And then we are going to probably work on clearing out the trial chambers, which was one of the big projects we started, like, a while ago. Probably last year, right? Whenever the trial chambers came out, we started working on that project. And I think I'm going to start clearing out the next zone. Because so far we only have one of the dungeons done, which I really think is cool. I'll have to test it out, but I'm pretty sure that the trial spawners only activate if they have line of sight. So if we just put blocks around the trial spawners, they won't activate, which I didn't do for the first one. But this one is going to be necessary because all of the breezes in this room is going to suck. But we're going to be working on that. What's this one going to be? This room is gonna be, or are you asking about the pixel art, or are you asking about the room? I'll tell both. You know what? I'll just say both, and then you can tell me what you were meant to say originally. But, so this pixel art I'm working on right now, we can actually probably see what it is. It's Gohan doing the father-son Kamehameha, one half of it at least, because we're gonna do the other half later, and it's this pixel art I've already done. You meant to say the pixel art? That's fair. I thought so after I started talking. But it's this picture that I already did. But this picture is done in the 3D pixel art method. This is the 2D pixel art method. So the 3D you use staircasing, but the 2D you don't, and it gives, so the the reason you do the 3D versus the 2D is the 3D gets more vibrant colors, like you have way more of a palette. But that was my first ever and only 3D picture I ever did for the staircasing method with the pixel art, and it took forever compared to the 2D one, and tearing it down was like the worst experience of my life. So I don't know if I'm ever gonna do another 3D one again. I definitely, for the larger pixel art projects that I'm working on, I definitely can't do them. And I just, basically, I want to do this because I want to have this pixel art project done. Basically, the idea is I've made Kame House in Minecraft, which is Master Roshi's house. And I have a TV set up in there, like a little TV, and I wanted to put something on the TV, and I was thinking about, like, what is my favorite moment from Dragon Ball, and it's probably when, like, Gohan defeats Cell kind of thing. And then that also makes sense because they watch the Cell games at Master Roshi's house, so I thought it was like a nice little addition. So I want to put a pixel art on the TV to be like, hey, like, this is happening, we can sit there and watch it, and I think that's kind of a cool little idea. And so that's what I've been working on, and I was going to do it in the 3D pixel art, which is 2, but I don't know if I can. But if I make this one 2D and it's super bad compared to the other one, then maybe I'll fight through it just to get them. But either way, we did the 3D like staircasing one. I'm gonna put that map in. I'm building, or I have a museum. I don't know if I would put it in the museum we have right now, but I'm building a. I want to build a big museum filled with like things from the world, like, oh, this is the first like copper sword or whatever, right? And we put that into the museum. But I also want to build like cool lore related things, like this is the skeleton of a sniffer or something like that. I want to build like museumy stuff. I've cleared out an area for the museum, but we have not worked on it since clearing out the area. The best part, this is like, someone was talking about this in a stream that I was watching where they were like, this person was playing on their Minecraft world, and they're like, man, I feel like I don't finish anything. Like, he's new to Minecraft, right? And he's working on all these big projects. He's like, I don't feel like I finish anything. Like, this is kind of, I gotta get on the ball. Like, I feel like I'm almost going backwards on some of my projects. And someone said, like, a forever world, like a Minecraft world you're always playing is nothing but unfinished projects. Like, that's what makes it a forever world, is that, it's just filled with unfinished projects. And that's basically my world. My world is me thinking of new ideas and very rarely ever fully finishing them, because then I can just go back and work on them. How's it going, T? How are you doing? I hope your weekend went well. Other Dragon Ball related things I would like to build is I'd love to build like the World Martial Arts Tournament like area, like the Shin Budokai martial arts arena. I don't know if I ever will. I don't I love building stuff like the Avengers Tower and Kame House were very much like me fully taking inspiration from other mediums. And the Thunderbolts Tower, the Avengers Tower at least, had a little bit of like originality from me to make it the Thunderbolts Tower, but still kind of just directly taking from another thing, where I kind of want to... what I like to do is I like to take inspiration, not necessarily try to copy. So I probably wouldn't want to like straight up make the Shin Budokai area. I would want to look at its architecture and stuff and pick pieces from it and go, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what I'll change. Because I like trying to put my own spin onto it rather than just copying it or trying to recreate it. How's it going, Draven? Hope you're doing well. Mommy and Poppy and my brother just left to fly home. My weekend went very well. That's awesome. I'm super happy for you. Dude, the day YouTube lets me zoom in on the chat will fucking be the day, bro. Like, I don't know why there's no way for me to zoom in on this chat. I'm so fucking blind, dude. I'm good, just obsessing over a man I can never have. Aren't we all, Draven? Aren't we all? Ugh. You just gotta find a man that will become that man for you. Or a woman that will become that man for you. I think, yeah, I know. I have some suspicions of who it might be. I think I know. Just a wee little bit. You obsess over guys that you can't have. I obsess over women that would never want me. We are not the same. Yo, I'm gonna dissipate, but I hope the rest of your stream goes well. It keeps stopping my Discord, but have fun. See you, Tree. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. Everyone you like is older than me. Honestly, I don't have, like, a preference for, like, if the adult person I am interested in is older than me or younger than me. But there's so many, like, as I'm getting older... First of all, I'm running out of time, but I'm just kidding. The age of 30 is in demand. But I just, like, I look at women or like see women online, right? And I'm just like, I find myself more attracted to the older women because 9 times out of 10 they got their shit together. I mean, I don't think anyone's really got their shit together anymore, but like I feel like older women tend to know what they want, right? Where they're like, I've been through like all this shit, I just want, you know, this, that, and this. And I'm like super just dumb and want people to like fucking just tell me what to do. So it works out. And then like my friends talk about like, oh, there's like that rule where it's like your age minus like 7 or something like that, like or like your age divided by their age minus 5 like means that you can date or something. Like there's some age math rule, and they're like, oh, they can't like date these people or like this person, and I'm just like, they're like, if you date a 19-year-old, you're weird, and I'm like, I don't think that's weird. Like if a 25-year-old dates a 19-year-old, I don't think that's weird, but like at the same time, I wouldn't date a 19-year-old because like, have you ever had a conversation with a 19-year-old? Like that shit sucks. So like I have a bunch of friends that are all like, you can't do this, you have to do that, and I'm just like, dude, I don't even want to do that. Like, like I don't even have like, why is this a rule? Just like that's just not what I'm attracted to. There's no like arbitrary rule I have to follow. I'm just not interested in like people that younger than me, because it feels like I'm robbing the cradle. Even with like what is the what is her name? Isabella Mercedes? She's the person that plays Hawkgirl in she's the person that plays Hawkgirl in Superman, right? The new Superman movie. And I've always been a Hawkgirl lover. Like she was one of my favorite characters growing up. I loved her. And when I was a kid, I couldn't pronounce her name, so I'd say hot girl, hot girl. And my family was like, "You like hot girl? who is that? Who is that on the Justice League?" And I'm like, "Hot girl. She has the mace and flies." And like, "Oh, Hawk girl. Ah." and so I loved her a lot. And then this new movie comes out, and I'm like, "Holy shit. Hawk girl is the hot girl in this movie." I'm like, "Damn." And then someone was like, Oh yeah, she played Dora the Explorer in the live-action Dora, and I was like, I remember seeing that movie, but like, I feel like she was like young in that movie. And I looked up her age. She's 1 year younger than me. And so I was just like, immediately I was like, oh, I feel like a lecherous old man. She's only 1 year younger than me, but I'm like, I feel like a lecherous old man now, like being like, oh my god, she's so hot. And she's barely younger than me. But I was like, ugh. I'm like, wait, fucking someone's birthday can start, it goes past 0? What do you mean 2001? There's a number past 2000? People are born then? There are adults that are past 2000? What are you talking about? That's not how that works. It stops at 2000. But yeah. She was also great in that movie. Like, that movie's so good. She did a great job. I was super proud of her. Also, um, something that was crazy was I did not know that the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place was the voice of Hawkgirl in Justice League Unlimited. I, like, learned that a couple months ago. Like, when the Superman movie came out, I learned that. I was like, what? I was like, the hot mom from Wizards of Waverly Place was the woman I was in love with twice? I loved that woman twice? What do you mean? What do you mean this was my awakening to Latinas? She was both my awakenings. Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, damn. But, like, when I think about it and, like, listen to her voice, I'm like, oh, yeah, kinda. I could tell. I could tell. But did never put it two and two together. That's, like, the same thing with, what's his name? I should know this because I met him in real life. Nathan Fillion, the guy who plays Guy Gardner. Nathan Fillion also voiced Hal Jordan in some of the animated, I think some of the animated movies. It might have been shows too, but he played Green Lantern, which is kind of cool. Like, he voiced Green Lantern and then got to play a Green Lantern in live action. But I'm like, that's awesome. The Awakening to Latinas. Bro, call me Shadow, dude, because I love Latinas. I love all women. Like, honestly, truthfully, I love all women. Call me Joe Cat, bro. Because I love girls. Oop. I was like, I feel like I haven't seen this one come up in a while. Like, people always ask me about my type, and I'm just like, dude, alive adult women. I might not have enough magenta for this. He loves girls too, man. Yeah. But that's not fair. You're cheating because you are a beautiful girl. So you just get to, like, look at your reflection and be like, damn. Where I look at my reflection, I go, damn, I got fat. I'm in the way my body is so fascinating to me because I'm in a constant state of, I almost have 2 abs and then morbidly obese. And I'm just like, how does this happen in like 12 hours? Also, nothing wrong with being overweight if you're happy with your body. Don't take anything I say. As long as you're happy with yourself and you're not, like, dying, you know, live your life. Life's too short. Who gives a fuck? Don't listen to me. But if you're, you know, you need to take that step. I need to work out more. Like, I would like to look different. I do have a problem. with the way I look sometimes. I also need to sit up straighter, not fucking... Maybe I need to... I think maybe my desk needs to be moved up. No, it's not my desk, because the way I sit, it, like, changes. Ugh, if I move my desk up, I won't be center of the screen the way I sit. You just don't have enough weight, to be honest. You're getting there, though. I believe in you. You got it. Though, I feel like I might be able to get a little bit healthier, because my dad's on this, like, diet thing, and so my mom's in charge of the meals, and that means I eat the things as well. And, and they've been pretty good. Like, a lot of the food has been pretty good, and so I keep saying with my family, I'm like, we just need to put this in a regular rotation. Like, when Dad's off this diet, make the chicken, make the salmon, like, do the rice, like, just do it again, but just not on the diet this time, and then, you know, like, one day you do the chicken, one day you do the salmon, then one day we have a pizza, you know, like, add a little bit of extra stuff in your everyday diet to make yourself a little bit better, you know? Because I think that people feel like I think that the reason people don't it doesn't work with, like, people trying to get, like, more in shape or eat healthier is that people, like, constantly, the way it's always shown is, like, you have to starve yourself, or, like, it's all cold turkey. You have to only eat, like, vegetables, or, like, you have to, and it's, like, it's not. It's about making conscious decisions to, like, better your health and choosing to do things slowly. Like, with working out. People go, okay, I need to work out more, and they work out, and they just work out until they're dead tired, and they're sore the next morning. And sometimes that works for people. That might be the motivator for you. But for a lot of people, I feel like they work out, they get tired, they get sore, and they go, I don't want to do this anymore. And then they don't do it anymore, and then they don't work out, and they don't ever get fit, you know? Yeah, I think we need to get more magenta. So I think this is where we're going to cut off the pixel art for today, unfortunately. We need to get more magenta. I should write that down if I have a notepad anywhere. You just had Twinkies and a sour belt? That's fair. I'm really proud of myself. I don't think it's actually really helping anything. I mean, it's probably helping in the long run, but I've been super proud of myself for... Sorry, I'm writing stuff down. I've been really happy with how I've been handling, like, my soda addiction. Like, I've basically knocked my soda addiction. I still drink soda, but I'm not as heavily addicted as I was to it in once upon a time, and I'm pretty happy with myself. Like, it's not the easiest thing to quit stuff like that, you know? It sounds silly because you think of addiction, you think of, like, drugs, cigarettes, but, like, I used to not drink water. Like, I used to drink a bottle of soda every single day, and that was what I drank. And I did it because I was addicted to soda, and it was convenient. Because I had... what am I looking for? I just had soda ready available for me all the time. So, I'm pretty happy with it, but me doing what I do doesn't work for everybody, and, like, you know, but I like what I do now, because it makes me, I like the way I've figured things out for myself, because I limit things in a way where I look forward to getting to have it again, and I can, like, sort of work that, where, you know, what I do, for anybody that's interested, and I've already talked about it a billion times, but what I do is, if I want soda, I can have it one day a week, and I can choose which day it resets on Monday. So I can have it on Sunday, and Monday the next week. So I could have it back to back, but then I'm not having it for the rest of those days. I wouldn't have had any soda. And so I really like it, because a lot of the times I go, like, I'm gonna wait till Sunday to have my soda, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna have like soda, and I'm gonna watch a show. Or like, and with like, I used to eat a lot of chips, I used to eat a lot of candy. I've done it where like I would limit how when I can have chips. I can only have chips uh 2 times a month. So like the first 15 days, and then after the last, like the days after the first 15, those two sets I can have them. It doesn't compound, so if I forget, I don't get to like save like 5 days in a row, you know. And so a lot of the times I will like save my days to be like, instead of having them when I can just immediately have them, I'll be like, well, okay, I want to watch a movie on like Sunday. I can have chips and soda that day because I saved my day, you know. Like, I don't know, I like it a lot. It works for me. I don't think it's gonna work for I don't think that works for everybody, but it works for me, and I like how that works. Okay. Let's see. Also, I haven't updated my game yet because some of my mods are still taking time to update, and I'm going to give them a little bit of time. So we don't have the new copper golems yet, but we are gonna grab some shulker boxes, and we're gonna bring them over to the area. So these are empty. I'm gonna empty these, empty these, empty these, empty these. So we're gonna bring a bunch of shulker boxes, because basically right now we're just gonna clear out what we need to clear out. I'm just like putting glass over here now. I think I do want to make a crazy storage room that like auto sorts everything once the copper golems are out, because after those are out, it's gonna be crazy. Carpets. Might not have any room for the plants, but we will check. Yeah. We gotta go down with these stuff. And get this stuff out. It does suck that this room is gonna basically become obsolete if I make a storage room. Like, the storage units are gonna kind of become obsolete. But I want an actual storage room that organizes stuff. So we can keep this storage room. But I'm probably not going to ever open up the rest of the stuff because I'm gonna... Because I'm gonna do stuff. I'm gonna do other things. I know Oliver is gonna be so sad when he finds out about the copper golems. Because he's been working on that sorting machine. It's so weird how this bamboo farm works, because I swear to God, the one in the middle is always the last one to grow, which I mean is good, because that means everything else is growing, but it means also that I have to wait for that middle piece to grow more. And it's wasting the time of the other ones. Okay. These are empty now. This is empty. This is empty. This is empty. There's 4 in there that are empty. Grab some more shulkers. All the string that I own, apparently. Don't need that anymore. It's also empty. So we still got a little bit of sand left. So we got 3 shulkers in here, 4 shulkers in here. You turn that into magenta terracotta. Okay. Now, next up is, do I have... Pixar Project Fartlag Farm, Temple Island, Mushroom Island. I heard those. Old Pixel Art, The Grand Line, Wither Skeleton Farm, Ice Caverns, Cherry Grove, Witch Farm, Hogland Farm, Nether Skeleton, Amethyst. Can you leave me alone, please? Alright. Stupid bastards. I don't think I have the trial chamber. I think I have the trial chambers in the overworld lodestoned up, but I don't think I have the nether portal lodestoned up. We are mining and crafting. How's it going, Jimmy? We're mining and crafting because of your suggestion to mine and craft. We should probably get more bread before we go, seeing that we only have a stack left. But how are you doing, Jimmy? We're going to work on the trial chambers. We worked a little bit on the pixel art project, but we ran out of magenta terracotta, which I'll have to go get more of. But my plan today was to at least work on the trial chamber stuff, so that's what we're going to do. So let's... Yeah. We're probably going to do a lot of the boring stuff today, like clearing out the next area, but once we clear out the next area, we'll be able to really figure out what we're doing. Because actually, I'll show you guys. Oh my god, I never finished recording. That's going to suck. I'm just going to delete this replay. I never finished recording that. That's fine. I knew I was going to do that. I literally had that thought. But, let me show you guys. It's somewhere. This is kind of the idea I have going into this, is we have the... So we did this kind of method, this glass method, where we use glass panes interlinked of different colors with light behind it. I think this is 7 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I have 10 tall. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to have the roof be this of the next area. So it's supposed to like simulate the sky. So we're not looking down, but we'll be looking up at it. And we have light blue. I think it's light blue and cyan. Yeah, light blue and cyan glass interspersed together. And putting white glass in between to sort of simulate clouds, because the idea is supposed to be that it's like an outside area where you're in a desert zone. So that's kind of the idea I'm going to go for, and we'll see how absolute annoying building that's going to be, but I think it could look really, really cool. So I think that that idea could be very, very cool. I don't know how many zones or rooms we even have for the trial chambers, but once we've finished the zones, that's not even like most of the work that's going to be done, because we need to let me go through here first. We need to go through and make things connect to each other, and then make like puzzles and stuff to do. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. And then I'm excited to actually, like, I'm more excited for when the trial chamber is actually done and we can test out gameplay, because that's like, building it is one thing, but making a game with it that actually balanced is a completely other thing. And then once we build that, or once we do that, it'll be fun to play it every once in a while for stream. I really like the idea of making, like, custom weapons and things for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Especially with the new spear being added. That's, like, a whole new game changer for Minecraft for me, especially the trial chambers, because we can have... Like, the mace is cool, but the mace is so hard to get that it's basically not usable. Like, the only way you guys would be able... I would use the, like, mace is if people... Because I'm gonna have a thing for Twitch, maybe. I don't know. We'll have something. We'll have some way to do it, but I want you guys to be able to, like, redeem points in some way and be able to make your own weapons for me. And it's basically something that has to be able to lose durability with fighting. So, like, I'm pretty sure if you punch something with, like, a chest plate, it's not going to lose durability. Or it might, I don't know. But, like, it could be basically anything with a durability. So if you guys want to, like, punish me really bad, you could say, like, this or that. But if you wanted to give me a good weapon, you could give that. And then you guys can name it, and we could work on, like, a sprite for it. I think could be really, really cool. And also, apparently, they changed how lunge works for the spear already, which I'm really happy, where there's an enchantment called lunge that basically, like, shoots you forward, and it took a ton of durability off of the spear when you use it. I think it was like 124 durability or something like that each time. And it was not... you could not have lunge and mending on the spear at the same time. So basically it made lunge completely useless, because you would just break your spear and you would never want to invest in... It doesn't make it completely useless, but you'd never want to invest in a good spear forever. You would basically just make a bunch of, like, iron spears or wood spears to get the movement tech. But they've remade it so... Or at least I heard that they remade it that you can now put mending on it, which makes it actually usable, which is really nice. I see I've put away too many of the seeds. What I should be doing is what I've been doing for other stuff, and actually, like, dumping all of the stuff that I don't need in my inventory right now. I'll keep a sword on me just in case Endermen like to show up here. One day I might make an automatic food farm. Something I've been seeing with copper golems that look really, really cool is, and I might steal this idea, but is people have been turning them into, like, stall runners, like, or people that run, like, food stalls, and you'll have, like, chests with certain items, and you can, like, go up to them, and they'll be working in the back to get you the food from from the copper chest and bring it over to the other chest. And it's super cool. I've been watching a lot of Minecraft YouTubers slash streamers recently as well. I've been watching a lot of Stan616. He's building a One Piece base that's like a spoiler for me because I don't know what it is, but it's still cool to watch. It's an insane build, and he built it in creative, and now he's gonna work towards building it in his hardcore world, and he's collecting. It's like over, like, I feel like it's over 1 million blocks or something like that. It's so crazy to watch him work, because he basically, like, has to set up all these farms to do everything, and, yeah, it's just so cool seeing everything done. I wonder how the copper golem works with items like compasses and maps. Like, I wonder if it can get you, like, if you have a map in a chest, does it know to put maps in that chest? Or is it only the same maps we put into a chest? An interesting thought. Because I was thinking, like, what if we made a little hopper golem, or a copper golem that, like, gave us compasses to things or something. I don't know. Could be kind of fun. Ugh. We'll also need... I was gonna just gung-ho run over to the trial chamber, but we're gonna need night vision potions. We'll have to make sure we have those. Oh, if you guys aren't in the Discord, we were hunting the shiny Ralts, or a shiny Ralts, on stream for a little bit, because mainly I wanted to get it so bad, and it was like all I could think about, and so I was shiny hunting it on my own time, and finally I got it. But the problem with me getting it, which I'm super happy I got it, don't get me wrong, but the problem with me getting it now was, like, it was what I was just doing on my free time. Like, I would spend, like, I was watching One Piece and just doing that for, like, hours. And now that it's done, I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do now? Put that there. Let's see. This is 14 night vision potions, I believe. Yeah, so we're gonna want to create some night vision potions. Yeah, now I'm like, damn, I was on like a crazy One Piece run where I was just watching One Piece and shiny hunting, and now I'm just sitting here like, dude, I just gotta watch One Piece normally without shiny hunting. What do I do? I need to remember how to make. I feel like it's super strange because night vision. No, night vision's normal, right? Isn't night vision? Wait. This is why we made the book. Let's go check Dr. Hurlix. Whoa. Someone's actually down here? It's been a long time since someone's been down here. Would you like to stay down here? Oh, dude, it's been so long since I've had villagers down here. When I opened up this, I used to have it blocked off. When I opened this up, all the villagers just went to the top. So having a villager down here is actually really cool. Dr. Herolix, it's over here. When I'm talking about Dr. Herolix, I'm talking about... This is Flair's cookbook, isn't it? Dr. Herolix, Volume 1, potions that can help you in a bind. Healing, regeneration, fire, water, night vision. When the power is out. Potion of night vision allows you to see it in the dark for 3 minutes. An awkward potion plus a golden carrot. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm pretty sure it's invisibility potions that you gotta do a bunch of, like, crazy stuff. But yeah, it's... I thought it was an awkward potion, but I didn't. I was gonna Google it, but why Google it when we have the book right there? Get this going. We have 1 or 3 set already. And then I don't even know if I have golden carrots. I might have to trade for them. I mean, I can craft them too. I actually might have to trade for them because I don't think I farm carrots anymore. I just realized we farm netherwort, potatoes, wheat. Yeah, I don't. Because it's wheat, netherwort, potatoes, and then bees at the top. Yeah, I don't farm anything up there. I'm gonna have to find one of my farmers. Should have beds up there for some reason. It's probably up there from before. Wait, no, don't I have a farmer? Do I have a farmer up here? I feel like I could have a farmer up here. Ah, hello. Look. Let me hold my sword or my axe real quick. I should probably also go repair my tools before I do anything stupid. Golden carrots. Golden carrots, great for your eyes. Ugh, speaking of my eyes are so itchy, man. I always think about, and God forbid, right? But I always think about like what I would do if my hardcore world ended. Thinking about like the next hardcore world I do. And I have like I have a lot of plans, so like never worry about me stop playing Minecraft. We'll see if I live up because I always have big dreams and then falter really quickly. But if I ever lose this world, just know that there will be a season 2. Loads of stuff to do. I have a ton of ideas. It's just one of those things where it's like... I feel like, though, at the same time, I got a ton of things to do, but at the same time, it's one of those things where... It's gonna end up being, like, every other... Like, I've never really built a villager trading hall. Like, I would do that if my hardcore world ever stopped. Like, if I needed to, I would build... Or if I needed to start over, I would build a villager trading hall, you know? And do all this stuff. So we have all that. We need to go repair stuff. And then... we can head on over. We'll also set up another lodestone by the portal, because we don't have a lodestone by there. Okay. Repairing tools first. First and foremost, repairing tools. The two probably big things I'm working on are gonna be the trial chambers and the trial chambers and the Avengers Tower interior. Because I think the next major Avengers Tower thing I want to work on is not necessarily all the rooms just yet, but I want to work on... That's something I do want to work on, but I want to work on making the vault, and one of the parts of the vault is going to be a storage room. The cool thing about this area we're going to be building is, unlike the other area that we were building, it's going to be a lot easier to build in, I think, because for this area, we are going to have, like, it be lit up. Like, it's going to be completely lit up, because it's supposed to be like you're outside, is kind of the idea. I don't really need to repair my axe, but I'm going to. I'm just going to repair everything while we're here. But it's going to be all about... It's going to be, like, outside. And then the other area I have an idea for is probably, like, a resin area. Like, a resin amber sort of area. The only thing that I have issue with for the amber is... I don't want it to be the exact same as, like, the slime caverns, so I might try to, like, mix it in with something, like, maybe make it a castle area, like, because there's the resin bricks, so maybe we make it, like, a resin castle, or something. Something just a little bit different than just another, like, cave with a colorful goo in it, you know? And if people have ideas for that, let me know. But I like the idea for doing resin. And if I'm able to, I would kind of like to make the trial chambers, or the trial spawners, covered in honey blocks, like they're encased in amber. And if they can still spawn with that happening, that'd be nice, though. We'd have to see how the prize works. But... Wouldn't resin make more sense for amber? Well, like, resin's not see-through. If that's, like, I'm gonna use resin with it. Like, maybe you need to rephrase the question. Like, if we're doing an amber room, like, I'm going to use resin in it no matter what, but I'm saying, like, honey as well. Like, honey blocks, resin, like, a combination. But, like, honey is, like, partially see-through, and we could also use, like, orange glass or something. But that's, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. If that makes sense. Hopefully I'm making sense. Alright, we're gonna go... Okay. Now we can go to the trial chamber area. It does have... Okay, so it does have a lodestone. What is the lodestone for? Is it Jungle Village, I think, probably? No. Okay. It's Pixel Art Project, Froglight Farm, Temple Island, Mushroom Island, Old Pixel Art, The Grand Line, Wither Skeletons, Ice Cavern and Deep Dark, Cherry Grove, Witch Farm, Hoglin Farm, Skeleton Spawner plus Amethyst, Iron Town, Pneumonia, Nether Jungle, Villager Trial Chamber. That's what it would have been called. Okay. Well, so we do have that. And then do I have Trial Chamber? There's the Trial Chamber Village, and then this is the Trial Chamber. So we take that to the Trial Chamber. Alright, cool. I was like, I swear to God, I must have put a lodestone for this, but I could not remember. Yeah. Worst case scenario, also, if we run out of inventory space, we can get... we can just make chests. Another thing that I've, like, considered, and I probably should do this, but I don't know if I am going to, and I'm really, like, struggling to figure out if I should or not, is, beacons. Like, should I just... Because it's in Deep Slate, like, I have to dig for the beacon. Do I make a beacon or just do it by hand? Because I kind of feel like it's not worth worrying about doing a beacon for me. A beacon. It's got to be over here somewhere. Yeah, remember when this creeper blew up? I remember. I also sort of know where we're going. Okay, before we go in here, because we're gonna have to fight the guys. Let's turn on shaders. Honestly, I feel like in a world I could have done better, but I'm pretty okay with this as an area. I think the problem with some of these is that the spawners are just so close to each other. We got a cooked chicken. Cooked chicken and a trial key. We could also always go back to things that we've already built on and rework them. My volume's really low. I think, well, first of all, we're gonna wait for like those. Maybe we get vines. I don't think I ever brought vines into here. Add some little decorations. I also think, I didn't really think about this, but like this slime, it slows you down when you move. So maybe I want to put more patches of slime around. You know, so that we have trouble moving around in certain spots. Might trip us up. So maybe I'll get that. This is definitely not, like, good, but I like it. I think definitely maybe getting some vines in here would be good. This is our first one too, so you can't be too upset at it, but it's cool. Okay, so then I'm gonna put like this here. Just make some makeshift stairs so we can get back to our main room. So this is gonna be the next room. We're gonna have to fight through this one too. Chicken jockey! I didn't realize that they have the different types of chickens as the chicken jockey. That chicken's just gonna be a mascot, I guess, now. Until it inevitably perishes. Okay. Let me also do this. I think if this is how it works, if you can block this line of sight for the spawner, they don't go off. Is what I've heard, so we will test it. Dude, we're gonna get so much copper, this is gonna be great. Especially with all the copper stuff coming out. This already has sort of like areas of elevation as well. Let me get this out, because this is our, like, this. Yeah, I think that's all we'll need. This. There. Put those in there, and we'll definitely not forget that those are in there. Excuse me. Oh, whoa. This is why I feel like I have my volume down so low. I guess we could just change, is it weather? Weather to be like 1%? Let's see. No, I think I feel like the resource pack I have for weather is like What is it? What am I looking at? Is just like determined based on this. I think we would turn everything else slightly up, maybe. Because it's supposed to be like realistic rain. It's thundering now. Alright, another trial key. Apparently it was like 2 seconds of thunder. And this one was also apparently active. I think this room's going to be fun to build in because it's going to have a little bit of elevation. And I'm not sure if there are trial chambers down here that we can work with. I didn't even... What the hell? There's a spawner in here. Huh. I don't know if I want the spawner here. I don't really want to break it. Oh, you know what would actually be kind of sick? Maybe... Oh, wait, no, that spawner room is actually sick. So I have an idea. Because the idea for what I want to do with this... I'll start mining while I talk. The thing I want to do with this, right, is make it so, like, the more items you collect and, like, the different rarity of items you get, the more points you get. So say you get... like, zombie flesh would be, like, 1 point, because it's, like, the easiest thing to get. Or, like, slime balls is 1 point, zombies is, like, 1.5 or something like that, right? So, like, if they had a spawner there that was just infinite, you would just get infinite items, and you would get infinite points, and you'd win. What if we do a thing where, we set up that room where we... It's gonna be difficult. But we set up the room in some way where we can't really get in it, or maybe... Maybe... Okay. What if we set it up in a way... I need to keep working. I can't think and work at the same time, but I need to keep working. What if we set it up where the zombies can get funneled out at some point, and maybe there's a rare chance that, like... Or, like, a timer, like a random chance type thing, where the doors will open, and zombies will start spilling out in this area. And so we can get, like, bonus points, potentially, if we get, like, a good, like, a lucky spawn. And then, like, the zombies will funnel out, kind of thing. And we'll have access to more resources. But it's got to be, like, rare. I feel like that could be really cool. I think... Okay, where do I want to set up, like, my base of operations? I guess we'll set up the base here. Yeah, this would be good. We'll set our shulkers down. And we'll fill them up with the items that we want. We can keep the food items, because we'll eat those as we go along. But I think that could be really cool. Just have, like, an area that gives us a chance to get better items. Or to get a better score. I love that, like, dungeons can spawn in trial chambers. It's just a nice little addition to the trial chamber. I'd have thought there were more breezes in this one. I feel like... Okay. Not that we aren't gonna work in an area, but I felt like there was more breezes in an area. Like, I feel like there's a bigger room that I'm forgetting about. Let me take these, because there's an area this way. Let's re-explore this, because it's been quite a while since I've explored this. Because this area has more zombies. I'm pretty sure there's a bigger area Or is this the entrance area? Just leads to nothing. There's like this. I think there's like a little bit more. I heard like one of these go off. This might be cheating, but I low-key might install a free cam mod just to be able to see where everything is. Because looking at this right now, I feel like it's really small. There's not like a lot going on. And I feel like this was a lot larger than what I was looking at. Because there's the skeleton still. So there's this area down here. This area down here. Okay, yeah, this goes down here. I've never even been down here, or I just didn't collect that stuff. No matter what, this kind of has to be the trial chamber we use, because whether we like it or not, you know what I mean? I swear there was a bigger room. Unless I'm completely thinking of a different one that we found. I swear there was a bigger room. Worst case scenario, we just make the room a bigger room, but I thought there was more than one breeze spawner. And it looks like there's only one. This room leads to nothing. We already checked this area. There's stairs over there, though. Do those just... Where do these lead? Play the loot box. Got a bow. Our ominous bottle. Bolt smithing template. And this just leads... Another one that we've never gone to. Wow, that was probably the worst loot box I've ever had. Because that one spawns the skeletons. It's like a water area down here. I don't know. Because I feel like I would want the larger area I think the issue with finding the right trial chamber was we were looking for like a decent sized trial chamber that also um had all the spawns we wanted, because I wanted specific spawns. I didn't want the bog because they could poison. I didn't want the poisonous spiders either, like anything that poisoned I didn't want. Um and I didn't want the ones with just baby zombies. Alright. Well, let's get back to clearing this out, I guess. Actually, before we get back to clearing out this, let's put down our shulkers again. And I'm certain that we will probably find the room, if it exists, just by clearing out these rooms. But at least right now we have 4 zones. If I feel like 4 is a good number, but if I could get 5, I wouldn't mind that. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 spawners here. And then there's, I think, 3 in the other room. There's 2 in that room, and then there's a skeleton one. Not too bad, to be honest. Like, I want it to be big enough that there's enough to do, but we obviously don't want to have to build, like, 40 different rooms for it. So the best, like, the only way that this could get any better is if we had 2 trial chambers, like, right next to each other. That's where it would be, like, perfect. But I think maybe for the slime room, I might add, like, I might add stalactites to the roof, just to give it a little bit more going on. Maybe we'll do, like, crystal stalactites. We also have a chest here that we can use. Maybe all the shit I gave the devs for putting chests, empty chests, so I'll all of a sudden be like, oh, this was a great idea. I think working in the limitations will also help me actually finish the project and like give myself a scope for the project, because a lot of the times I think I bite off more than I can chew for majority of my projects that I do. Ew, I was gonna fall down a hole. God, this would be so... I mean, the trial chambers are incredible, but I'm just... Every time I think about the trial chambers, I think about, like, dude, this would be so good if we could just get infinite loot from, you know, the different vaults. Then we could have runs and see what, like, loot we get from the vaults and stuff. Ugh. Also put down ender chest and my bed. So I don't have to worry about that. I don't know how. I don't think. I need to play around with trial spawners a little bit too. Because it would kind of be cool to hide the trial spawners in certain areas, maybe. Like even hiding these trial spawners, but I don't know how that works. It does suck that copper tools are going to basically be semi-useless for me because I'm not in the early game, but whenever I've played a mod pack, I've always, like, consistently used copper tools. Like, I just love copper. I think copper will change the entire early game for me whenever I play Minecraft, if I ever start, like, another world slash when playing in another world, because, um, copper, like, I always am very much stingy on the things that I use, and I think, like, I won't even use, like, iron, I think, I almost fell right back down. I won't even work on, like, using iron anymore. I'll probably just use copper entirely. Also, I keep talking about, like, oh, but, like, what if there's a bigger room and I don't want to do this? Me clearing out the room doesn't necessarily determine that we have to make this the area I'm talking about. It's just what I think I should do because that's what I planned for this area. But if I find a bigger room, I can always just pivot. I think Minecraft is going to be a good Monday stream as well, because it's kind of one that I can shut my brain off a little bit. It might not be super entertaining, but it's a perfect one if like you guys got shit to talk about, slash if I got shit to talk about. Which I do have a couple things to talk about. But I will say, I have been really heavily like leaning into potentially doing a modded series of Minecraft soonish. I have an idea, and I kind of like it, but I also don't want to spend a lot of time on another world. But I'm thinking of doing a modded Minecraft world where every like 50, maybe like 100 days, I add a new mod to the mod pack, but I've sort of changed the idea a little bit. I thought that would be how it was. Just it would be random. Like I have a list of mods that I want, or to add a bunch of random mods. But I think something that could be kind of cool is maybe if we do this, instead of like spinning for a random mod, we spin a wheel that determines what kind of mod we get, and then we can spin a random mod. Like the wheel could be like spin a random mod, or like say we on the wheel we land, you get to pick the mod, so I can pick the mod, or viewers pick the mod, so you guys pick the mod for me, and I add it to the world, or one of them being like we have a wheel of only like bad mods, like mods that would cause a zombie apocalypse to happen, or like calamity mods, or like ice and fire, or something like something crazy. And then maybe on the wheel we have a chance to like roll like replace a mod, so we can take one of the bad mods out and replace it with a good mod, or something, you know. Maybe even like a rare chance on the wheel is just no mods are added, so that we have to keep working with what we got, kind of thing. That would get chaotic so fast. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know what I want to do something like that, but I don't know how many days in between I would want to do it. Like, I was thinking 100 days, but then 100 days is can be kind of a long time. And then I was thinking like 50 days. But then I'm also thinking like maybe instead of putting it in Minecraft days, maybe if I put it in like real world hours, like every like 50 real world hours add a mod, because like you can sort of skip days if you like sleep a lot. So like days I could just be like, I want a new mod, sleep through all the days. But I don't know. It's hard to really think about it yet. But that's kind of the idea I want to do, and I feel like because it could be really fun. I think the idea of like maybe we start the mod pack and um we start the mod pack and we get some like fun little mods, like, you know, like maybe furniture or like better villages or things like that. Next one we get is like super towns where the villagers get big towns, so it's like almost as if the world is evolving and the villagers are getting more advanced. And then maybe like one of the days we have like a zombie apocalypse mod, so it's like, oh shit, a zombie apocalypse is happening right now, and now we have to like completely change up our style. And then maybe we can replace that zombie apocalypse mod to have like Cobblemon or something like that, you know. I think it could be kind of fun. I think the main thing I would do is for the wheel is like the only thing I would have is like replace a mod, so we could choose to replace, like choose which mod we want to replace, but never one that would like randomly remove a mod. So if I say I get create and I want to play create and I want to keep create, am always in control of like this is never going to be deleted because I like it. But if there's a mod that I'm like, okay, we've played enough of this mod, I don't need it, we replace it with a different mod, kind of thing. Hey, this is the guy that's been opening his mouth. That's kind of the idea I've been thinking of. And I recorded the first like 14 seconds of an episode because I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I started playing it, and I literally like started kind of getting anxious about like, I don't want to spend more time on a new world. I'm gonna stop now. Like I was getting like feeling anxiety about it. Man, some really bad loot. How's it going, Angel? How you doing? Come on in. also just so hard for me to start any new Minecraft stuff. I've talked about it to death at this point, but like when it comes to Minecraft, I like this world. Like this is the world I like to play on. So whenever I play on other worlds, I am almost always thinking about like I could be doing this in this world. Like why am I doing it in another world? Doing good. How am I? I'm doing pretty all right. Right now we're clearing out this area. We're working on the trial chambers stuff. So we're trying to turn the trial chambers into kind of like a roguelike mini game for us to play. And we're building little dungeons and zones for us to fight in. And so right now we're just kind of clearing out one of the dungeons. So nothing too exciting, but we're just yapping and mining. We've already cleared out one area, which I think I will try to upgrade a little bit more. The more I've been thinking about it and just letting my mind run, I'm like, I kind of want to upgrade that area a little bit more. Just because the roof, I think the roof is my biggest issue. Everything else is pretty good, but... We should make, like, maybe one of the rooms. So if we do this room, say we only have 4 rooms. Say we do this room as the desert. We do the one below the slime area as an amber. I'm pretty sure there's more rooms than 4, but let's just say there's 4. Maybe one of the rooms could be like a clockworks room, you know, like a steampunky room. I think the one with the skeletons and the zombies is gonna be fun to work with, that like hallway room, just with how the things are positioned. That'll be a fun one to design. I'm just thinking, like, we're gonna get so much copper, maybe we use the copper for something in the build. But then is that going too much on brand for the trial chamber? And if it's on brand with the trial chamber, is that a bad thing? I think we'll probably extend the room maybe like 5 blocks, 3 or 5 blocks out all the way around, and then sort of jag it up the edges so it's not all one big thing. I don't really know how I want to do the walls. Like, I know what I want to do for the roof. The roof has to be like 10 blocks above, but It could kind of be cool to maybe even like, so the spawners are all there, to maybe even like start at the bottom here, and this be our base floor, and then have like pillars where they're standing on. So they start up on like taller mounds of sand, and they have the high ground coming in, maybe. And then I was thinking either we have this like open up. The only issue with like this opening up is like I like the idea, but I don't want me as the player to step through here, sit here, farm it, and like the doors could close on me and then I'm trapped and I have to dig my way through. I want to be able to like not have to mine anything while playing the game. So I kind of want to maybe make it so the zombies can just like, maybe I open a door and they can walk out and then I can get whichever ones walk out, or have some system where they spawn and the water pushes them to a specific area and then after a while they're let out from that specific area. Could be kind of cool. Building structures in Minecraft, like for the game, designing structures must be so cool. You know, like they're probably like actually just playing Minecraft. If you ever think about it, like they're just designing it in Minecraft and then being like, does this work? Like that's kind of sick. They go, here's the new blocks we're gonna use. Design a cool looking build. Design a cool looking build, but don't like make it look too good, you know? Like make it look Minecrafty, don't make it look like realistic or something that's not within style too. That's gotta be like the hardest part of the job. Is sticking to a specific style. Said I wouldn't need an axe. I was so wrong. Grab these just so I can ladder up to our chest area. See, we're a little bit thrifty over here. Pretty sure we ate all our extra food. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I was gonna tell you guys my story. So I did respite on Saturday. Went and worked with my guy, and we didn't really know what we wanted to do with him, and it started kind of raining, so we went to an arcade. And we played some games because he loves the claw machines. Like he likes the claw machines, which means like same, bro. I love the claw machines too. But we try to like, there's a lot of claw machines that like they'll have the thing where you play one side and then you can play the other side like an infinite amount of times. Like it's one that you always win. And those are the ones we try to get him to play because he can always win something. But his mom doesn't necessarily like him having a bunch of junk in his room. So we were like, you need to hide your things because your mom's gonna like be annoyed at us. And and he goes and we get to his house. We'll go actually go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go 6 out then. We'll go so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go 6 out. Let me count each wall before I start talking again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. And then actually we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is this? Oh, does it shoot? Does it shoot? I feel like it doesn't shoot thing. I don't know why it's not like. But anyways, we're like you need to hide the things from your mom, and then we went to this like those people have like the book libraries in front of their houses where you can like take a book, leave a book type thing. One of them had like a bunch of different knickknacks, and we're like, oh, you should leave one of your guys there, like one of the guys you got from the claw machine. No. And then I was really trying to get him to leave one because I'm like, you don't need all of these like weird little knickknack things. And he's like, no, I have to. And we're like, oh, okay. And then he goes like, I'm gonna take this magazine. And like his mom just got rid of like not hundreds, but like a ton of books and magazines from his room that he had because his room is just filled with random stuff. And so she's like, don't let him get any more books. And so I was very firm on that one, being like, no, your mom has explicitly stated for you to not get any more books. So I can't get you any more books. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Getting mad at me. And I was like, sorry, dude. Like, your mom explicitly stated this. I don't want to get on her bad side any more than I already am. So I made sure he didn't take that magazine home. And we get to his house and we get, okay, you need to hide it like in your pockets or something. Like, we're kind of making it as like a joke. Like, we know that his mom won't actually be mad at us if she sees that, but she's just gonna be annoyed. Like, why did you get my son these things? Like, she's just gonna be kind of annoyed. We know she's not gonna like hate us or anything, but she's gonna be like, why did you do this? And so we get into the house. He puts them in his pocket. We get into the house and we're talking. And we're like, oh yeah, we took him to the arcade. We did this. Played some games. And he's like da 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 talking, and he goes, there's nothing in my pockets. And I just opened the door and I was like, well, that is all the time I have for today. Like I was like joke leaving, but I was like, I'm about to leave. And she's like, what is in your pockets? And he showed him, and he laughed at her, or laughed about it, and she's like, oh my god, guys. And we're like, you were not good at lying. And he was like laughing. And then yeah, she kind of gave us like the really, guys. But he's like, there is nothing in my pockets. And we're like, what the hell? Like there maybe was a world where she checked his pockets for whatever reason, just because his pockets looked really big. But it was the perfect crime. We were gonna get away with it. And yeah, so that kind of happened, and it was kind of funny. And she gave him a little bit what for, and then this was so funny too, because she was like, I keep finding stuff like this in his rooms. Is this because of you? And we're like, yes, but like probably not all of them. And then we told her like we tried to get him to leave some of them. He wanted to take a magazine. Like, Unchained said no. And she's like, thank you. Like, she literally put her hand on my shoulder and was like, thank you. I was like, you're welcome. How's it going, Lava? I think the hardest part with him, for me, right, is that like for me, I don't give a shit if he gets like a magazine. Like if he was my kid, I'd be like sure. Or if he likes to collect like little knickknacks every once in a while, like sure, I collect little knickknacks. But his mom really doesn't like that, and and so we have to like be fair to the mom. Like she has to live with him, and uh and so it's hard to say like no because there's no real reason for me to say no. It's like yeah, you could just get that or like you could keep that, but we have to like treat it in the same way of like okay, like his mom does not want it, and then like we have to make sure he says no. And then if you get something, he's gonna be asking for something as well. Like say if I find a stuffed animal or something that I really want, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use my own money. He'll be like, can I get this? And I'll be like, no. And then it's like, well, you're getting something. It's like, well, I'm also paying for it, And then it gets into like even more. It opens up the weeds of like, well, I have money. I could like, buy this with my money. And it's like, yes, you like technically have money, but you don't really have money. Like it's like your mom's money, and it's not your like. It's yeah, it's just that's the hardest part of the job, I think, is trying to figure out what's the right thing to do in most of the situations. Been playing some games? Nice. I'm playing some games right now. It's been like I keep talking about this, it's been such a good year for games. Like it's been a crazy good year. Even the new Pokemon game, not perfect by any means, but I'm enjoying it a lot. I think the new Pokemon game for me right now is I really like the characters in it. Like after seeing Canary in the game, I was like, okay, like I love this character design. Like I think what excites me more from the Pokemon games than anything is like I've been watching the newest Pokemon season or series, not necessarily season, but I've been watching the newest one, and I enjoy it immensely. It's so good, actually. Like it's a kid show, right? You're gonna get the kid show stuff, but it's so good. Really good art style, really good premise, really cool story for a Pokemon show that I'm like super all for. And then um and then like so it's got like really good characters, really good story, all these fun premises. But then you get to go to places in the game world, like because they always try to like link the shows to the games. And I'm just thinking about all the characters in ZA that I'm just like, yes, I want to see Canary in the anime. I want to see her grandfather in the anime. I want to see, you know, I want to see all these characters. Imagine if GTA 6 didn't get delayed. Dude, if GTA 6 didn't get delayed, I honestly think that it's probably for the best that GTA got delayed because I feel like there's so much competition. Like GTA would have made money no matter what. Absolutely. But I think that with how much that's been coming out, like the amount of stuff that's been being sold, it's kind of hard to like it's hard for me to be like to justify me buying GTA 6, and I think a lot of people would have that issue where they're like I can't buy GTA 6 like this other game comes out, or it would less maybe that GTA would have had an issue, but maybe more games would have had an issue. I think like I'm kind of glad that GTA 6 got delayed because it gave me the opportunity to buy a bunch of other games. Though I don't think I'm gonna probably buy GTA 6 at least for like a handful of years because they keep saying like GTA 6 is at least gonna be like $100 minimum and stuff like that. And I'm just like fuck you guys, like absolutely, like I don't understand it. Like I don't understand like every time GTA 6 is brought up, its price increases. It's like okay stop talking about it. So, I don't know. The worst people are saying it'll be $100. Yeah, and I think it is. I think it's gonna be expensive. Like, I think it's gonna be a really expensive game. Like how every game is really expensive right now. Like, I think it's gonna be really expensive, and so that's why I'm like, I don't think I care enough. Like, GTA 4 was my first GTA that I ever played, and I loved it. GTA 4 was like so much fun, and then GTA 5 comes out. I play that one. It's like one, I think probably the best GTA. I think it's like pretty easy to say it's the best GTA they've ever made. Comes out, GTA 5 is incredible. Like, it's a whole different experience. Um you know it's a good game when the guy at GameStop has to explain to my mom that there's torture in it, and she goes, "Yeah, yeah, whatever, just give it to me." Um um so like it was a great game, but like I don't see anything in GTA 6 for me that makes me go, "Yeah, I have to play this." The only thing for that I like kind of pushes me towards it is thinking about like the online could potentially be really really good, and maybe the story. I like the concept behind the story, but I don't know if I'm gonna, if they feel it's on par with Mario Kart World value. I don't even think Mario Kart World should have been $80. I don't think Pokemon should have been as expensive as it was either. Like, I'm not saying that, like, you know, I'm not saying to not buy games if those are the games you want to buy, because I bought Pokemon, dude. Like, arguably, I'm in a worse boat than anybody else in the world. But I don't know, just some of these games, man, they are getting so crazy. Like, I don't think, and maybe we'll see in a couple years, maybe I would, but I don't think if they drop another Legends game like ZA, I probably wouldn't buy it. Like, I probably wouldn't buy another ZA. If they made a completely new Legends game that had like a whole new system and all this stuff, yeah, absolutely I would buy it. But like, if they went ZA2, no, I would not buy that game. I love ZA right now. I've been really, really enjoying it, but I wouldn't spend another that much money again on it. Like, I think really the mainline games are probably where I'll stick to, and even then I don't know, because like Pokemon's a very unique beast, because Pokemon seems to like not be progressing in a forward motion. They're like, the quality of Pokemon is in cursive. Like, it's just squiggly lines, so you never know what it's gonna be like, but played a couple GTA games. It's interesting. I've heard ridiculous rumors about the next Legends game not even having Pokeballs. That's very interesting. I mean, it's not super far-fetched, and it's not like that means it's gonna be bad, because I mean, it depends on what kind of game it would be, right? But like Pokemon Conquest, for instance, they didn't have Pokeballs. Pokemon Conquest was a spin-off game that was basically like a Fire Emblem style Pokemon game where you play like a tactics style game, and each character was a trainer with one Pokemon that could be swapped out for different Pokemon depending on who they tamed, but you would have one Pokemon at a time, and you wouldn't catch it with Pokeballs. You'd have to tame it, and that was kind of the gimmick behind it. So I feel like it not having Pokeballs doesn't mean that it could be bad. It just depends how they do it. I did hear that there's rumors of one of the Pokemon spin-off games being based, or like being inspired by Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I think would be super cool. I don't know how that would work, but like Xenoblade Chronicles X has like mechs and shit, so why wouldn't, like, why, that would be sick. Like, I think if I had to imagine what they would try to do is, if they were to try to fight like Xenoblade Chronicles X type style, is instead of a mech, it's you riding a giant Pokemon, and I think it would be like Legends Galar, right? And you would be fighting other Dynamaxed Pokemon, but you're riding on the back of like your Dynamax Pokemon. That's what I think. I think they're talking about combat. Maybe. Like, I don't think there's gonna be mechs in it, you know what I'm saying? But, like, what I'm saying is, like, you fight in a mech in it, and you fight against, like, big creatures. Or you can fight against big creatures, but you could fight in a mech. And so I think that might be something that they do. If they just yoink Xenoblade Combat, that could be interesting, but I don't really see... People keep talking about how ZA is like Xenoblade Combat, and it's not really at all. The only thing that it sort of is similar to is that you click the button on the side and it has abilities. But yeah, I don't know. But like I was seeing some images where it was like leaked images of like how they were like pitch meetings of basically like this is what we're pitching, and it's a picture of like a mech from Xenoblade X fighting a Pokemon. And so I'm just like, that's interesting. That's an interesting concept. I think Pokemon just... everybody says this. It's not an interesting new thought, but Pokemon just needs more time. It just needs more time to cook. And I think they can do it now. Like, I think Pokemon can cook, because they're not... I think... I saw some report saying that they're not going to do mechanics from the games connected to the card. Like, the card game is not going to have mechanics from the games anymore, or for a while, or whatever. They're not going to do any more of those, which is good, because then that means you don't have to worry about the games when it comes to the card game. Like, I don't know why those have been connected for years. And then with the TV show, like, that's been the big thing, is like Ash has got to go to the next region. In the new TV show, they're on a flying ship that could go anywhere. Like, send them to Kanto, send them to Johto, like, make a new story with the thing. And then when the game comes out, go, oh, we need to go to Flimbar, the new island region with Scoomblandi, the gym leader. We gotta fight Scoomblandi and Kinsnarfer, the evil team. You know, like, just add that in later. Like, the new show has, like, all original characters, all original evil team. No, like, nothing really from the games other than the set and the Pokemon. Pokemon spent less money on Legends ZA than PlayStation's Ghost of Yotei, from what I've heard. Both made a profit. I mean, that's good. I mean, like, they don't have to pump in a ton of money on... I mean, they should try to pump in a lot of money, but it's like... The thing with Pokemon 2 is they are lucky because they aren't a realistic game. I think that's something that a lot of AAA games are forgetting about. Like, this was my thing with Borderlands, where, like, Borderlands ran like shit, and I don't know if it's still running like shit, but, like, I always felt like, and maybe I'm wrong, but people always complain about, like, the water physics in games. Like, this water physics doesn't work as well, or, like, this person doesn't... Like, I can't see every pore on this person's face, right? And I always felt like the games like Borderlands and Pokemon never ran into that issue because they were stylized, and that was the whole point of being a stylized game, is that you don't have to live up to the, like, perfect RTX graphics that all these other games have to do because they're trying to be realistic looking. And then, for some reason, Borderlands is still bad. Like, I don't understand how that worked. But, like, for Pokemon, they don't have to, like, live up to these incredible graphics. They just need their games to look good. Like, for right now, they're just not working on making their games look good. Like, they don't even have to make the houses look realistic. Making them 3D would have made it, like, infinitely better. Just making them actually 3D and not boxes, you know? Like, they could just do that and keep it the same textures, and it's perfect. Yeah, spend a little bit more money and time on these games. Exactly. Um, apparently they spent a lot of... They went way over budget on the Scarlet and Violet DLC. And so they were saying, like, we're never gonna do that again. And I was like, but that's, like, actually the best DLC and, like, best shit you ever gave us. It was so good. Like, Scarlet and Violet DLC was so good. And you spent money on it, but, like, how like, you gotta spend money to make something good. I think that's also a little bit of an issue with a lot of developers, is, like, rather than trying to make a vision or do something that would be fun or do something for the art of it, it's a lot about just, like, they gotta make their money back, or else they are never gonna do that again. And I don't even think they lost money in on the DLC. I don't know. I don't work there, but like I can't imagine they lost money on the DLC because people would have bought the DLC and some people would have bought the DLC multiple times for the games they owned. I think the biggest thing for me with Nintendo is the digital game cards. I think are gonna change my entire opinion on like on a lot of these games because being able to share your games with friends, like me and my friend, we keep talking about like he got Donkey Kong, right? And I tell him like um if whenever you're done with Donkey Kong, I'd love to play it, you know? And so I wouldn't have to buy Donkey Kong. If there's any games that you want to play on my Switch, I'll trade them. And now we can do that with online, like digital cartridges, and you can do that with DLC as well. Like I have DLCs that I could lend it to him when he has his game. So if he had like if I bought like the Legends ZA DLC, played it, I could lend it to him, right? It's kind of cool. So many companies forget to optimize their games. I was thinking about games I played and a game I like, Arc Raiders, which uses Un Unreal 5, looks better than a game like Silent Hill or sorry, MSG Delta. God, yeah, I don't know. I think developers also just don't not all developers, but like a lot of developers, a lot of AAA developers don't give two fucks about optimizing their games. Like they're just constantly like if your computer can't run it, sucks to be you. Like there's so many times where developers or companies have said that like get a better PC, you know, get a better like this is for premium gamers, you know, like and it's such a stupid cop out for their terrible abilities. I see it so often. Like that was the thing with Starfield when everybody was like Starfield is horribly optimized and Todd Howard was like get a better PC. Like it's just you maybe you have to upgrade your PC. And it's like fuck you. Like fuck you. Like seriously. Go fuck yourself, Todd Howard. Like that is unacceptable. There is a level to like yes, this is the next gen, but there's also like hey man, do you give a shit about people playing your game? Then fucking optimize it so people can play your fucking game. Starfield is like still one of the games I'm the angriest about. I get scared when I see companies abandoning their own engines for Unreal 5 and the next The Witcher is using Unreal next Witcher is Unreal 5 and I'm scared it won't run well on lower end hardware. Dude, I'm seeing games like that running badly on like high end hardware too, which sucks. Yeah, The Witcher's gonna be interesting. The new Digimon game is run in its own engine. It's not Unreal. And I'm like, no wonder this game fucking runs so well. Like I was looking at it, I'm like, dude, these guys just know what they're doing. It's their own like thing. Digimon did it like so well where it's it runs really well, looks phenomenal because it is stylized to look anime and Digimon style and not like to look realistic. And it's so good. Runs great from what I heard. Bethesda's game, but it's using a different engine and a different team. Yeah. Starfield for me also wasn't even like I mean, yes, actually it did run terribly for me in the beginning, but that was because I wasn't using it on SSD, which is like also its own issue, but I can whatever. But I think if Starfield wasn't like 500 gigabytes, I think it's like 200. I'm being like going crazy with that, but if it wasn't like so high space, it wouldn't have been as much of an issue for me. But the fact that it's unplayable on a hard disk drive is insane to me. Like, it's actually impressive. Dude, Starfield will make me never... Starfield, I'm never ever buying a Bethesda game day one ever again. Ever again. Because Todd Howard talked to me, and I said, Todd Howard, you were saying what I want to hear, and I love it. Every time he talked about Starfield before it came out, I was like, holy shit, this is going to be a fucking insane game, and I'm going to, like... And again, I don't want to, like, make it so, like, I know there's people that like it, and if you like it, that's awesome. I think that if you like it, I am happy that you like it, and you should enjoy it. Like, don't let my opinion change what you feel about a game. This is my opinion, you know? Doesn't mean I'm right, right? But for me, my experience was, like, I was so hyped for Starfield, everything I ever wanted. It came out, and it was just nothing that I wanted. Like, everything, every decision they could have made that would have been a dumb decision, they made for me. And it was just like, wow, how did you guys do that? How did you, like, make the worst decisions, for me specifically, that I was just like, dude, that's the worst. 30 FPS on Xbox on launch when others games ran better at a higher frame rate. Yeah. Exactly. It was so bad. It was so bad. And I'm like, the performance issues aside wasn't even like my biggest issue with the game, but that on top of everything, it just made me so sad. Like, I spent so much money on that game. I bought it day one. It was an expensive game already. It wasn't crazy expensive like some of the games out now, but I bought it day one, bought the DLC day one, like the deluxe edition. Had to buy like a $200 SSD to fit it. I don't think it was $200. It might have been $100, but like an SSD to fit it because my SSD on my computer couldn't fit it. Physically could not fit it. It had enough space to fit it, but I had too much stuff on it and there was like too many like things that I couldn't, like, I just couldn't get it to fit. And then I finally got it to work, finally played it. I played it, and it was just boring. It was just, for a Bethesda RPG, pretty fun. But for, like, a game in general, it was boring. Like, there was nothing going on. Anything that I wanted to do was either not in the game, even though I thought it was going to be in the game, or was gutted. Like, trying to be a pirate and steal ships. Oh, you have to pay a bunch of money to, like, make these ships worth any, like, to be able to sell the ship, you have to buy a license to it, and then you can sell it. And so you're making, like, $2,000 off of a ship you stole. It's like, cool, that's really what I wanted to do. Space fighting was so annoying. I hated it. I think it was just because I was bad at it. You know, I don't think it was necessarily a bad space fighting game, but I didn't like the space fighting in it. It sucked for me. There was not a lot of interesting planets. Like, there were cool planets, and I liked exploring and seeing all the different stuff, but there wasn't a lot of really interesting planets. There was, like, maybe 10, and then all the other ones were just kind of random. A lot of the missions, side missions, were just repeating walking to a place and shoot someone. There was so much talking in the game. And one more thing. Oh, yeah, and New Game Plus. New Game Plus seems really, really cool, but anything I did in the game, like, I was like, oh, I love this gun that I have. Oh, I'm building this settlement that I want to live on and have a, like, a collection of things. New Game Plus would have just deleted all that. So I'm like, what's the point of playing New Game Plus? Like, why would I do anything in the game if New Game Plus is just going to delete everything after it? Like, it was such an annoying thing. Yeah, Bethesda's fans were but the thing that's crazy is I don't know what the modding scene for Starfield is right now, but the crazy thing for me was that Starfield came out and people were like, this is the second coming of Jesus, and then like, after a week, modders were like, I don't care. Like, I'm not making mods for this anymore. Like, we don't care. And I'm just like, the modders don't even want to make fucking mods for this game. Those are the people that are, like, the most invested in this shit, and they don't even want anything to do with it. Yeah, abandon the Starfield fan patch project because no one cares about the game. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's exactly what happened. Um, so it was super, super disappointing. I also was super disappointed because there's like a robot companion you have, and Todd in like an interview was talking about all these different kinds of robots and things, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be so sick. Can't make robots. One robot companion in the game. Like, fucking, I was like, oh my god, I loved the Fallout 4 DLC where you can make robots. I can't wait to do that in Starfield and have a bunch of robots, like, be a part of my crew. Can't do that. The reason I abandoned Starfield was I got into a situation that it was almost impossible to get out. What happened for you? Like, do you say, like, you got into a situation where you would, like, try to get out of a fight or something and it would just blow you up or something? I'm more interested in playing the Avatar Ubisoft game than trying to play Starfield again. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play Starfield. I might go back to playing Starfield someday, but every time I think about playing it, I think about all the stuff I hate about it, and it just makes me not want to play it anymore. I remember the reason I've been in Starfield. Oh no, I already read that. Yeah, it was just so disappointing. It's a crazy revamp mod. I'd consider coming back to it. Yeah, if they like update it or like there's a crazy mod that changes everything, sure. I find Skyrim more fun to play than Starfield right now, just modded Skyrim. The hardest part about modded Skyrim is that really the only good mods area is Nexus, and Nexus takes forever to download any mod packs unless you pay. Like, they just make the game super, or they make the experience super unfun unless you pay them money, which makes me not want to pay the money. Starfield still have an additional expansion they have to do. Well, hopefully it's good. They made an expansion and nobody talked about it. Like, how do you spend 11 years on a game and, like, it still be bad? I don't know. Okay. Is this gonna lead me to something? Or is it just gonna be a dead end? This is leading to the room. The corridor room. Yeah. Oh, then maybe we don't... Maybe we don't want this far out, maybe? Maybe we... Because we don't want it to get in the way of the corridor. So we'll cut off this wall here, I think. Yeah, we'll do... to here, I think. So we don't want it to cut off the corridor. Apparently the expansion was alright. I heard there was rovers added, which is kind of cool, like actual transport. Makes me kind of want to look into it right now. apparently they're adding a Doom-inspired mini quest uh for a free creations thing, which is like the fan-made DLC. Adds more than 25 standalone helmets craftable at the helmet armory. I know they added like a bunch of different things um to the game for like difficulty stuff. Like I think if I went back, they added like difficulty sliders for everything. So for me, I would probably move the space fighting difficulty to like easy as fuck, but like have the anything else be normal to maybe even hard, because I hated the space fighting. Yeah, the paid mods suck. But it's super it's hard because it's like, yes, I think that people who make mods and make stuff should be able to make money. But I just like, for me, maybe it's a boomer thing. Maybe it's like I'm too old now. But for me, I'm always like, that's a Patreon. Like, go make a Patreon and then have people support it with donations. Don't have like your shit behind a paywall. At least it's official by Bethesda and it's not just people like paywalling their own mods and that, but like it also does suck that probably Bethesda is making some money off modders' work as well. Cyberpunk was a fun game with mods. Cyberpunk is actually like, whenever I think about playing Starfield, I go, I'm just gonna play Skyrim, and then whenever I think about playing Skyrim, I go, I'm just gonna play Cyberpunk, and then I play Cyberpunk and have fun. I added my favorite thing about Cyberpunk, or my favorite thing to do in Cyberpunk, is I add mods that let me have better stealth. So my biggest issue with Cyberpunk playing it for the first time was that stealth just felt really boring, because once you got caught, everybody in the vicinity just knew where you were instantly, and there was no way for you to get unnoticed. And I didn't like that. So I added a mod that like made it so you could hide better, and that only certain, like, if one person sees you, only that person sees you. And then I added a mod that lets me put any attachment on any gun, because they don't let you have silenced snipers because it would be broken, and that's exactly what I do. I just make a silenced sniper, and they don't ever hear me, and I can just shoot them from a billion yards away, and it's super fun. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Alright, someone's texting me. We're not going to fill out clearing this out, so we'll probably pick up maybe next time. But Cyberpunk is like a crazy game, because it came out and it was really like badly done, really buggy, and but it had like such a good story. Like, it had such a good story, quality, like voice acting, like everything else of the game was of quality. But it was just that the game ran kind of like shit and was incredibly buggy. And then they fixed that, and it's like incredible. Yeah, the core itself, like everything about, I think that's why things like Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky succeeded, was because at the core it was a good idea, a good system, a good game that was fun at its core, with good, like, maybe a good story, maybe good music, like everything. And then the only reason was that people didn't like it was because it just had issues. Like No Man's Sky may be a little bit different because it had a bunch of like promises that he didn't really keep, and then over the years he's kept his promises. And then some. So maybe that's the biggest issue, but um But yeah, like at its core, I think that's 100% correct, Lava. That's like a perfect way of putting it. Like at its core, Cyberpunk was good. Like at Starfield's core, I don't think it's good. Like, you know, like I think they actually have to make it a good game. For me, again, this is my opinion. You know, you're allowed to differ in opinions. People, you know, we can this is something you can disagree on and still be friends. Like there's so many games that I play that people tell me they don't like, and it sucks. It sucks hearing people, especially when it's someone you admire or someone that you think is cool or your friend, and they say that game is ass, and you like, you know, you feel bad, but like you just got to figure out how to move on and, you know, enjoy things. Just enjoy stuff that you like, you know. Don't let other people tear away at something you find enjoyment in. Wonder what all the developers are cooking for next year. I am interested as well. There's a lot of games that have been announced for next year. I think like the new Code Vein is going to be out next year, which I'm really, really excited for. But I probably won't play it that year because I have so many other games I need to play. Um, but yeah, it feels like a lot of games have been like Silk Song came out this year, you know, like there's a lot of games that people were waiting for that finally came out, where that's not going to be the question for next year anymore because the game's already been out. Like nobody's going to be like, "Oh, Silk Song's coming out this year. It's already out." So I wonder what people are cooking for this upcoming year. What I'm really excited is to see what games from this year are going to go on sale next year. I'm really excited to do. So if you guys don't know, it's on this YouTube channel, but if you guys don't know, I do, or we have started doing, last year was the first ever, and I'm going to do it every year because I think it's a really fun idea. It's an idea stolen from my friend who did it first, which he didn't do it on YouTube, he just did it for himself. And I said, that's a really good idea. And then I kind of wanted to share it with everyone. But we're going to do the Game Awards, the Unchained Game Awards, where basically I have a bunch of categories, and all the awards go to games that I've played this year. So it's not games that came out this year, it's just games that I've played this year. And I give out little awards and talk about why I like the game so much, and it's all about just talking about our favorite games. And if you guys think that's a cool idea, I would really suggest you do your own version of it as well. And we can share our favorite games that we played and do different stuff and talk about it, because I think it's such a fun idea. And it's a way to just celebrate games instead of like always talking about how shitty they are, like how I tend to do. So I'm really excited for this year's Game Awards just because I feel like so many games came out this year, or I got to play for the first time this year, that I think are so cool. And there's some fun different awards that will we do as well. And if you guys have ideas for any categories, let me know and I'll add those. You almost forgot that's the thing you did. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I don't think you were around, Jimmy, when I did the first one. I may be wrong though. I feel like that was before your time, the first one, but I might be wrong. It's funny because the Game Awards, my Game Awards last year, um, so what I also, something I did for the Game Awards because I thought it was cool, is I like world premieres. Like when the real Game Awards does world premieres where they show games and stuff, I like it. I think it's cool. And so I was asking my friends, like, if you have something that you wanna, you know, promote, let me know and I'll do a world premiere. And I know Flair did an ARG, augmented reality game, where he posted like a commercial that was a secret and you could go look for it and find the answers. And then I had another friend do something, I think. But I actually, last year's Game Awards was me announcing Minty's return to streaming. It wasn't like this specific date, but it was like Minty's like, I want to return to streaming at some point. And I said, could I do that in the Game Awards? Just say like Minty will return. And then I made a little trailer for it. You were around for last year? Okay. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah. Cuz it's already been it's already been a year on Twitch that you've been subbed. So then you had to have been at least around there, cuz that's within a year ago. So yeah, absolutely. Apologies. I remember seeing a Game Awards show that was whole section for shitting on certain kinds of games for no real reason, and it disgusted me. You like positivity? Yeah, see, that's the thing with the Game Awards for me was like I shit on games all the time. Like I get you know me, we just shat on Starfield for like 40 minutes. But I think that like that's something that people focus on too heavily and that we need to focus a little bit more on positivity. And so that's what I like to try and do. And so I don't always succeed, but it's something I like to try and do. And so for this, I wanted to, for this awards show thing, that's what I wanted to do. And originally, fun fact about Starfield, originally, during the Game Awards, I was gonna have, for one of the awards, was gonna be biggest disappointment of the year. And Starfield was gonna be the biggest disappointment of the year winner. But I kind of sat there and I was like, that's so unnecessary. Because like, yes, we know I don't like it. But do I need to like parade my dislike about it? I'm like, let's just make this all positive stuff. The closest to a negative award there is in the show is craziest boss fight, which went to one of the Xenoblade, the Xenoblade Definitive Edition, one of their boss fights, because that boss fight was so agonizing, but it was good. It's still a good boss fight, but it was just agonizing to go through that I needed to talk about it, and giving it an award for like the crazy experience that I had to deal with it. That's the closest thing that I would consider, because like the craziest doesn't necessarily mean the best. It means like a ridiculous boss fight, or like one that could be the best, like very memorable, I should say, maybe is the best way to put it. If there's someone who had fun with Starfield, I'm happy for them, but it's not for me. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Like, you know, and I feel bad for people that like listen to my stuff, because I know people that like, you know, sometimes when you say a negative opinion about stuff, it makes them unhappy, because especially like Starfield is probably getting a lot of flack from a lot of different people. So it's like, okay, I've heard all this flack, can you please stop talking about it in a negative way? Like, I've already heard everything about it negatively. But yeah, it's just it's a tough thing. Stupid ass. Stupid ass. Jambi. But yeah. And there's some games that I love that I shit on constantly. Like, I love Xenoblade Definitive Edition, but if you guys like Xenoblade Definitive Edition, don't watch my series on YouTube about it, because it's just me going, I fucking hate this game so fucking much. Like, cause like, I talk about this at nauseum, right? But, basically, I played Xenoblade 2. That was my first Xenoblade game, and it's my favorite game of all time. I love Xenoblade 2. I think it's so good. I think combat's great. I think the characters are fun. I think the sets are beautiful. I love everything about it. The voice acting could be a little bit better in the beginning. I think it gets a lot better towards the end for English voice acting. Other than that, I think it's a phenomenal game. People say it's a really good game, right? They tell me it's a really good game, but it's not as good as Xenoblade 1. It's not as good as Xenoblade. You need to play Xenoblade Definitive Edition, because if you like Xenoblade 2, like, you're going to forget all about Xenoblade 2 when you play Xenoblade 1. And it kind of got to the point where I'm like, I get it. Like, Xenoblade 1 is a lot better than Xenoblade 2. Like, why does everybody have to remind me about this? Like, I don't care. Like, I will play Xenoblade 1, but, like, I don't know why you have to put down Xenoblade 2 to do it. And so, by the time I finally got around to playing Xenoblade 1, the Definitive Edition version, I was already kind of like, I don't really have the best taste in my mouth for this game. Like, it's already kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, but I'm going to play it anyways because I like Xenoblade. And then the other issue was, back in high school, Xenoblade is a very old game. It came out on the Wii, and my friend played it on the Wii. And he said, hey man, this is before I ever played any Xenoblade game, or even knew what Xenoblade was. This was back when I went, who's the guy Shulk in Smash? You know, like, I did not know anything about Xenoblade. He went, hey man, I'm playing this game called Xenoblade, and I really need to talk to someone about it because it's so cool. Are you okay if I, like, spoil the story for you and tell you about all the crazy stuff that happens? Because I just need, like, someone to, you know, outlet this to. And I said, I'm never going to play this game. I've never heard of it. I don't care about it. And so that's what I said. And so he told me, like, every major story plot point that happened throughout the entire game. And so going into it, I knew every major plot point of the game going into it. So there was no surprises for me, which I think also ruined a lot of it. And then, which is not his fault. I'm just saying as a fact, you know, going into knowing everything, it was kind of hard to be surprised about anything. And then it was just, I wanted to beat it. I didn't really want to play the game to play the game. I just wanted to beat it. So I was like, I wasn't doing side quests. I wasn't doing anything. I'm like, I just want to get through this because people keep telling me I need to play it. And so I'm going to get through it. And I ended up having a terrible time playing it. I love the game in retrospect. Like, going back and thinking about it, I'm like, that game is amazing. I think the story is phenomenal. I think the combat is fun, but I didn't really understand it, which I didn't really understand Xenoblade 2 combat for the longest time either. So that's not really a deterrent, but, like, I really like the game. And I thought the DLC was so fun. I love the DLC. So, you know, like, I love that game. And there's about 80 episodes of me shitting on it on my YouTube channel. Like, so it's really hard to sometimes even put into words for me, where I'm like, I will just shit on games that I enjoy. Minty will return, like most like most Marvel movies. If there's someone who had, yeah, okay, or any other game I didn't like. It's interesting that Xenoblade 1 has the British VAs because NOA refused to publish the game originally. It kind of makes Xenoblade unique compared to other Nintendo games. I think it's really, it was like the British VAs gave the game its unique flair, and I think that um I think that a lot of fantasy used, like Lord of the Rings, for instance, other British actors, right? And I feel like that kind of was used in a lot of fantasy genre things. And so Xenoblade using that, being like a fantasy sci-fi mix, really worked well for it. Especially when it got to Xenoblade 2 and they introduced blades to the game, which are other kinds of characters that aren't human. They're humanoid, but they're not humans. They're blades, and a lot of the blades would speak with, like, quote unquote like a North American accent, like an American non-British accent, so you could differentiate the blades from the real people even with just the voice, you know, which is kind of a cool concept. But yeah, I think Xenoblade's an amazing game. We just finished, literally just uploaded 3 days ago, the finale of Xenoblade 3. Xenoblade 3 was phenomenal. I'm gonna have to go back. I wanted to do all the side quests on video, but I really wanted to play Digimon, so I'm gonna have to go back and play The side quests another day, and I decided to just finish the story because I kind of took a huge break because I got really, really sick sort of midway through the year. So I took a huge break from recording, and I just couldn't get back into recording. So I still haven't done the DLC yet, which I'm really, really excited to do because it looks really good. But we'll have to get back in on that. Digimon should be coming out soon. I need to just work on the thumbnail and that's it. But Digimon should be coming out soon on the YouTube channel for anybody that's interested. This is Digimon Time Strangers is going to be a YouTube exclusive, so I'm not streaming the game. So if you want to watch me play Digimon, it's going to be uploaded relatively frequently on the channel for as much as I record it. And alongside SMT and now MPW is back, so we'll be doing MPW on the channel as well. We edit down the streams into 3 parts, 3 separate episodes, Thursday every week, and Saturday every, like, 5 weeks. Or every week, not every other week, but every 5 weeks for Saturday for the premium live events. So if you're interested in that stuff, that's there. But yeah, I like to try and have a series on my YouTube channel where I record it for YouTube, like how I call it a YouTube exclusive. I like to have a YouTube exclusive channel or a show on the thing on the channel. I don't know why I can't say words. A YouTube exclusive thing on the channel. I definitely dug too far in. I need to stop digging on this side because I said I was going to stop. But I have a YouTube exclusive stuff, and then I like to edit streams down into just digestible bites so that people who missed those streams from years ago or a year ago can see them and watch them in like a weekly sort of thing. And it's just we're always churning out some kind of content, hopefully. I think I'm waiting for Nintendo to introduce Switch 2 patches for Xenoblade before getting into the Xenoblade franchise. Yeah, dude, if they give a patch for Xenoblade 2, I would play that again. I would stream that, honestly. It'd maybe be like I don't want to say like a waste because playing my favorite game is not a waste, but like I've already played it, so maybe I shouldn't like stream it, but I would stream Xenoblade 2 and play it again on stream because I love that game. I need to find a good way to get up. I think this way. What we have. But yeah, Xenoblade 2, favorite game of all time. And if they add a patch to it, oh, it's over. Fun fact about Xenoblade 2, this is also why I constantly try to tell people, like, if you disagree with my opinion, like, do not let my opinion rule your thoughts and opinions, because I'm just a guy, right, at the end of the day. But, I almost didn't buy Xenoblade 2. Basically, my friend got Xenoblade 2, he introduced it to me and said, I think you'd really like this game, and I go, I don't know. And I played a little bit of it, and I was like, it's whatever. Like, I wasn't impressed with it. And it's hard to get impressed with a game when you literally play it for, like, 5 seconds, right? But I played, like, a very small amount of it, like, because we were at school, and he handed me a Switch. He said, hey, check this out. And I played it. I was like, it's kind of whatever. It's not really that fun. Like, I'm not... It reminded me of, like, an MMO, and I was like, I don't really like how MMOs play. But after you play it, it's nothing like that. But he was like, no, I think you'd really like it. And then I went to this game store with my mom, and she was like, we asked, like, do you have Xenoblade 2? And they're like, yeah, we do. And they grabbed it, and I was, like, humming and hawing about it. I was like, and they're like, mom was like, well, they have it, let's get it. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know if I want to get it. Like, I don't know if I'll like it. And the reason I was hemming and hawing about this, right, is because when I used to be, I'm no longer because I kind of hate his content now, but I used to be a huge fan of Video Game Donkey, and Video Game Donkey just hates RPGs for some reason. Like, I don't understand why he makes videos about them, but he just despises RPGs. Like, he just doesn't like them, which is fine. Like, you can not like something, but he made a lot of videos, or he made a video about Xenoblade 2, and basically just, like, shitted on the game for 40 minutes. I don't know how long it was. It might have been a 20-minute video, but he like shitted on the game. And so me being like, oh, Video Game Donkey knows games. So like his opinion is an opinion I should trust. So I'm like, if Video Game Donkey is saying this game is shit, I think this game is shit. And that was just, it's not the right way to think, but that's how I thought, where I was like, oh, Video Game Donkey's telling me this game's shit, I'm not gonna play it. And so I'm hemming and hawing about it, and my mom finally goes, okay, I'm buying it. I'm like, wait, Mom, no, I don't think I want it. She's like, no, I'm buying it for you, I don't care. And so my mom forcibly bought Xenoblade 2 for me, and I was kind of like, I appreciate, thank you so much, but like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. She's like, I don't care. So then I play it, right? Fast forward, I play it. Favorite game of all time. I love it. It's the best game I've ever played. And I almost didn't play it because some guy on the internet said, this is the worst game ever. I hate Xenoblade 2. It is terrible. And I was like, wow, he's probably right. And I almost didn't play my favorite game of all time. So I yeah, I don't really like his content, Donkey's content, but yeah, other than that, he's a funny guy, and I hope his game publishing company goes well. You don't trust a single person's opinion? It's not that I necessarily like it was that I trusted his opinion and he's a single person, but it wasn't like, you know, I don't think for myself necessarily, but in that instance I was like I would play a game and then I'd be like, this game's shit, and Donkey would play a game and he would be like, this game is shit, and I'm like, oh, me and Donkey have the same opinion. So like I very much highly respected Donkey's opinion because I was like, okay, Donkey and I have similar opinions on games, I think. Like, Donkey knew... And a lot of the times, it wasn't even that Donkey and I had similar opinions. It was like, Donkey would just... There would be a bad game that came out, and Donkey would be like, this game is shit. And everybody was saying that. But because I watched Donkey, I was like, oh, Donkey and I have, like, the similar opinions. And then so... I kind of got lost in that. And I allowed too many people that I followed to be like, this game is shit. And then when I played it, I was like, this game isn't shit. I don't know why these people are saying that. And that was kind of the opening my eyes point where I was like, okay, I should not listen to like anybody's opinion. Like I shouldn't even listen to like a majority of the people that I followed, because there was like more than one people, but Donkey was like the main guy where I was like, there's more than one person telling me this game is not good. And then I played it and it's my favorite game of all time. So yeah, it kind of sucks that I allowed people to have power over my own thoughts for so long, and then now I'm like, you know, a little bit better. I still take into consideration other people's opinions, but definitely if it's a game that I like, I try to enjoy it and not let people change that. And that's why I also really like to kind of emphasize when I shit on a game, like, if you like this game, that is okay. Like, you are not a bad person for liking this game. The game doesn't... Me shitting on the game doesn't even mean the game is bad. The game could be good and I could be wrong, you know? Like, you could be correct. That could be... Your opinion could be the correct opinion. So that's why I always kind of try to emphasize, like, hey... Just because I say this thing does not make me right and you wrong. It makes us differing opinions. Because I don't think people say that enough. I think people just go, this game's shit and I'm right. And then people go, oh, they are right. You know? Insert Draven Mom I threw up emote. Yeah. When I'm looking at getting a video game, I check the Metacritic rating and checking multiple reviews from content creators to see what the game is and if it's good. Yeah, I mean I think that's a very good good way to do it. A lot of the times I go out and like try my best to look at reviews, but I like to I'll watch someone play a little bit of it first or something like that. You know, like I'll try to get a feeling for it and see if I like it. And usually I feel like my gut is like if I look at something and I go, I'm gonna enjoy that game. Usually my gut is correct. Dude, I did the same. I have just stopped listening to other people's opinions for media unless it's people that I know, because there have been way too many times that I will play a game or watch like my parents play a game and I love it, and then I'll watch my favorite YouTuber play it, and they'll be like, "This fucking sucks." Yeah, and also I think it's important to remind yourself for like to go back onto the Xenoblade One thing. Like I love Xenoblade One. I think it's a phenomenal game. But if you watch me play it on my YouTube channel, you're gonna think I hate the game because I say multiple times I fucking hate this game, and it's not that I legitimately hate the game. It's that I have trouble processing my emotions, where a lot of the times I will just say the first thing that pops into my head, or I will like if I'm mad, I'll be like I'm fucking pissed. Like that's how I express my emotions. I have to get them out verbally. It's not the best way to do it, and I'm trying to find different ways to do it. But like that's just that's how I act sometimes, and it's again not the best, but it's what I do. And so a lot of the times when I say I fucking hate this game, it's not necessarily that I fucking hate this game. It's I fucking hate what is happening right now while I'm playing this game. You know what I mean? Like I can love this game, but I hate what's happening in this moment. And so I'll say I hate this game because I hate what's going on right now at this moment. I hate when people talk about movies hypercritically because it's usually wrong. Yeah, it's hard. Movies are really interesting because, like, I think just at every media, I think people just drop negative opinions way more often than positive ones, and it's so hard. And if you have a positive opinion, I feel like people just go in on you for having an opinion of like positivity where if they have a negative opinion, you know? Or even if you ask questions nowadays, I think people just want to bite your head off for anything now. And it super sucks. And you just got to try your best to not be those people. Because sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes someone asks you a really dumb question. You go, "Are you fucking stupid?" Like, you just want to be like, "Are you dumb? Like, why are you asking this question?" But, like, sometimes people just don't know. Like, they're not trying to be stupid. They're not trying to be, like, make you angry. They just genuinely don't know and they're asking a question and they want to know the answer. People drop negative opinions on stuff they haven't even watched. Yes, absolutely. I've seen that a lot of the time, like a lot of things. Like, dude, I can't remember what it was. There's like a tweet. Oh, it was for K-pop Demon Hunters. Someone was like, the Soulja Boys designs are fucking disgusting. Like, how do they even make like someone please explain to me why these look fucking horrible. And okay, my opinion is I think the Soulja Boys in K-pop Demon Hunters do look really weird and gross and strange because I think that's the point. But so okay, let me continue my story. But the guy says the Soulja Boys look fucking disgusting. Like how can people praise this movie when the character design is this ass or whatever, right? And someone replies to it going, "Well, I think that's actually the point. The Soulja Boys are supposed to look that way." And then the person replies with, "Oh, really? Can you explain that to me? Because I never watched the movie, actually. That sounds interesting." And the person replies with, "I haven't watched the movie either." And I'm like, you two are having this conversation about a movie you've never watched and act as if you're experts on both sides of the fucking fence. Like, how are you doing this? Like, how do you go like, "Oh, I'm the authority of this situation. I'm going to respond to this person." And then the person's like, "Oh, that's really interesting. I've never watched the movie that I'm criticizing. What can you let me know?" It's like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've heard." It's like, why how are we having this conversation? I hate people who talk about movie. I read that we're also in a big superhero phase right now, and all those people are ridiculous. Yeah, people will drop negative opinions on stuff they haven't even watched or experienced because it looked weird. Yeah, exactly. I can't trust Metacritic or Rotten Tomato users' scores. So from some games and movies, ones where there's an obvious hate brigade on them. Yeah, there's a lot of hate brigades on certain like shows and things that I've seen. I actually want to see this because I'm pretty sure I want to see. Yeah, like it's kind of like Metacritic. I can't really trust because um this was something that I saw the other day that like made me go crazy, and it's not even like people are allowed to have their opinions. I like both of these games that I'm about to talk about, but I like both these games. But when I was looking at Digimon Story Time Stranger, I haven't even completed this game fully, right? I have not completed this game fully. But um I think this game is phenomenal. I've been playing it, and I'm only like 10 hours in maybe, and I think this game is amazing. I really think it's like it's probably the best Digimon game ever made, potentially one of the best monster taming games in the genre ever made. The score on Metacritic from critics, right? 79. So that's pretty cool. 79 is a pretty good score, I would say. It's generally favorable. And then for user score, I don't know how the scoring works, but uh user score is like 9.3, which I think is like 93%, and 79 is like 79%. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be, but it's a 9.3 universally acclaimed is what they say, right? For Metacritic. So it's like cool, Metacritic score for this. And maybe it's like look less at the critic score and look more at the user score. I don't know. But you see Digimon Time Story. I think that's pretty fair. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's really high for some people, but I think these scores are fair to it. I think it's really good. And then I saw people comparing it with Legend ZA. The Metacritic score for the critics on Pokemon Legend ZA, which I think is a very good game, but would I say it's on par with Digimon Time Strangers having played 10 hours of each? No, I don't think so. I think Time Strangers blows ZA out of the water on almost everything other than Pokemon being Pokemon, right? But the Metacritic score from the critics is 79, which is the exact same as Digimon. It is 79. And the user score is 4.5, which 4.5, it could be because of hate raids, because I know people have a huge vendetta against Pokemon right now. But I'm just like, how can you rate these games the same, like as the critics? How can you rate these games the same? How can you there's no way you looked at both these games and went, they are of equal quality. There's no way. There's no way you looked at these games and went, these are games of equal quality. There's no world we live in where that's what you're saying to me right now. And you're fully believing it. You know? Like that's not possible. Just objectively. And again, I love both games. I think I'm going to have so much fun playing Pokemon once I get further into the story, now that I'm not shiny hunting forever and we're going to have some more time to play it this week. I think I'm going to have so much fun playing it. But I don't think it's going to beat Time Strangers for me. Like, or even be on par of Time Strangers. We'll see. Maybe Time Strangers just like is really good in the beginning and then falls off crazy or something, and it's like, okay, it levels out to like 79. I don't know, but I can't see it. And I'm not saying this because you're in your superhero fixation. No, definitely not. But yeah, that's just my opinion with like, I can't trust a lot of online sources for things because I feel like there's so many, like everybody has bias obviously, but I feel like there's so much bias towards certain groups or certain companies where I'm just like, the reason this company got a good score is because they're like, it's Nintendo. Like there's no other reason. I can't imagine another reason. I don't know, you know? But yeah, that's the addition to my TED Talk. I appreciate you guys listening. I'll probably finish clearing up this little bit, and we'll probably end off. We did pretty good for this stream. I think we're probably gonna... Yeah, we actually hit 3 hours, which is insane, because I usually can't make it through a Monday stream for 3 hours, though it was just mining, so it's not like I had to focus too heavily, but I usually shoot for about, like, 2 hours 30 minutes to 3 hours for like Monday streams. Try to do it on the shorter end because I'm just like, I don't know, Monday streams are hard for me. It's very strange. It's not like I had work today or like had to do anything, but just Monday streams are always the hardest for me to get motivated for, and I genuinely don't know why. I think it's because in my head Monday is like the last stream of the week, even though it's the beginning of the week, because I go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Monday. And then Monday's the end for me because I start on Thursday. Even though Monday's technically the start. But it's just that's kind of how my brain works. I'm basically like Garfield, except I don't really like lasagna. Lasagna. But I do love sleeping. Larger than Earth. That was a good stream. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and just chatting. I will see you guys on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I'll see you guys on Thursday for not MPW. Thank you, Burning Lava. Not MPW. I'll see you guys on Thursday for either Pokemon or Persona. I'm gonna probably do 2 streams of Pokemon, 1 stream of Persona. But we'll see, because I do really want to get through Persona. So I might try to do Persona earlier than later, and then if I really am like, oh, Persona, I'll play Persona more. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Thursday on Twitch. Bye. Matane. Bye-bye. Sleep well.